Welcome back, percussionists. In today's lesson, we are going to deal with cut time. And we're going to talk about cut time and how to count it, what it means, and how we affect the values of the notes when we see them to decode them when we're playing and in our drumming. So, cut time is sometimes referred to as 2/2 time. Remember that what my strategy is for counting my rhythms is I always consider what the bottom number in the time signature tells me. It tells me the value of a whole note. That's right, whole notes don't always get 4 counts. And in cut time, the value of the whole note is 2. Therefore, a half note gets 1 beat, a quarter note gets half of a beat, and an eighth note gets 1/4. It's almost as if the values of the notes shift one value faster. So whole notes will sound like half, half notes will sound like quarter, quarters like eighths, eighths like sixteenths. Another way cut time is often symbolized in your music is a C with a line through it. Common time cut in half. Let's use that thinking as we prepare to play number 63 and number 64. Both of these exercises are in cut time. Let's talk about how we're going to use our metronomes in cut time to help us get the most value out of our practice time together. I've got my metronome set in a time signature of 2/2, and I've got the tempo set at 80 beats per minute. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. If your metronome doesn't have a 2/2 cut time option, just select 2/4 and put your metronome at 80 beats per minute for the tempo. Although it's not the cut time signature, it will be the same. It'll sound identical to what we're using here today. So let's get started. Number 63. 1 and 2 and ready, begin. 1 and 2 and 1E and a 2E and a 1E and 2E and a 2. 1E and a 2E and a 1E and 2E and 1E and 2E and a 1E and 2. 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 1E and a 1E and a 1E and a 1E and a 2E and 1 and a 2 and a 1E and 2. 1 and 2 and 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2. That very last line, line number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first measure, 1 and a 2 and a. I messed that one up. So go back and plug that one in place, and I'm sorry about that error. Next, number 64, also in cut time. This time, we've got some eighth notes, eighth notes that will be counted like 16th notes, but they're marked for us. 1 E and a, like that. 1 E and a, 1 and a 2. So we've got number 64. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, begin. 1 E and a 1 and a 2. 1E and 2E and 1E a 2. 1E a 2E a 1E a 2E a 1E and a 2E and a 1 and a E and 1E and a 2 1 and a 2 1E 2E 1E and a 2E 1E and a 2 and 1 and 2 and 1E and a 2 and 1 and 2 1 and a E and a 1 and a E and a 1 and a 2E and 1E and a 2 1E and a E and a 1 and a 2 1E, a 2E, a 1E, and a 2E. Pretty tricky, but make sure that if you have problems, you can pause the video, and then something even more helpful might be to grab a pencil and go through and just mark the measure or two that you have a problem with the rhythms. Count it out and write those rhythms in. Then see if you can say it, because if you can say it, you can play it. Rhythmic counting may seem trivial or may seem like something that you don't need to do, but it is very important. It'll help you better understand and then decode the rhythmic language that we have here in our music. So I hope this has been helpful. Let's review. We talked about cut time today, where the value of the whole note is 2 beats, therefore affecting all other notes by changing their values by half. We applied that to number 63 and number 64, and now it's off to you to practice these and come back to the video for review. So until I see you again soon, keep practicing.